Right, here's the weight room system for CutsyTimesavers.com. This is the layout. This is your master tab. You put all your information, your players, grade, weight, your maxes that you're going to base your workouts off of, and then all these blue columns from here all the way to over here in between. All those will be the lifts for your workouts. So you have a max ranking tab, and you'll have a groups auto groups tab, which right now it says value because they don't have anything in there, so I'll take those out. And then our manual assign tab, and then an extra, just throw it in here because it's easy, assign positions and a depth chart. So let's kind of go over what you'll do. So first thing I'll do is I'll put in a player. So I'll just put in, let's just say John Smith. And for John, we can say that he's a skill player, and he's a freshman. He benches, let's say 175. Power clean is 165. Squats about 210. And inclines, don't matter. Let's do 150. And we can change these. If we don't want this to be incline, we could put, military. It doesn't matter what you put right here. But this is how you define your workouts. So you get to change these right here. So this is what John does, right? So, and just to save time, I put in some more players currently. I'll just paste them in there. So now I've got several players. If I want a pound per pound strength to let some of these little guys, some of these 7th and 8th graders or whoever you have compete against the bigger guys, then you can come in here and put a weight. So I'm just going to say that he's 148. Let's see, it's a 7th grader. Let's say he's 120 pounds. This guy's 130. He's a skill player. Let's say he's 165. And he's a junior, 185. We got a couple of linemen here. So let's say he's 320. And the next guy here, we'll say he's 305. So got a range of players. So now they get a pound per pound strength. So now, once we put in our stuff, this is where you can kind of use this in your weight rooms or post the scores. You can go to your max rankings, and then when you're here, you have your overall rankings. So for my bench, there's my number one guy, senior. You go through there, and you can kind of see that it ranks them how they did in bench press. It ranks them how they did in power clean, squat, military. Again, if I go back and change this back to it don't matter, incline. Then on this ranking system, now it's incline. It's going to match whatever you put those 4 basic things on. You can also just compare just your skill guys. So these are all skill players here being ranked. And then you can also compare and print off for your linemen so they can see their top ranking as a lineman. And then, as far as pound for pound strength, to give those little guys a chance, if you click on pound per pound, then here's your overall rank. My freshman is pound per pound, 4.73 pounds. And all the way up to, see, my 7th grader here has a chance now at this one. So there's that. So let's get on to the groups and the auto groups here. If you want to group your players based on strength in the weight room quickly, you can just choose what you want to group them by. So let's just say we want to group them based on their bench. So if we do that, now everybody pops up and they're in order based on their max bench press. And then if you want to, select a workout, this selection right here is going to be from the blue tab here. So if you're printing them off and posting them in your weight room, then you can select a workout that you want to do. Let's say we're going to do a bench based on our bench, which makes sense. Okay. So you can choose what workout you want to do, but this side over here is going to be those main lifts you do that you base all your workouts off of. The next thing, as far as the grouping goes, the only thing that you'd have to do manually is, right now I have it set to group them in groups of, looks like 6. So I'm going to show you real quickly how to change that grouping. It's real simple. You click the first group and then click the first group and drag down to the bottom. And then you click this little merge cells here. It's going to put them all together. And then you click it one more time. and it's going to separate them. So now you have them individually. So you can group them up to, if you want 4 working in a group those 4 together, hit merge cells. And now the easy part is to grab this little cube right here and drag all the way down to the bottom. And now it's grouped them up in groups of 4. So there's my groups of 4. So if I wanted to print off another one, if I want to say I want to do based on squats. So we're going to do a workout based on squats. I probably won't do bench based on squat, but I might do, let's see, I don't have any workouts listed in here. So I might come in here and add a workout. Let's just, so you can see that. So I can just add deadlift. And we're going to do that based on our other groups here. We're going to do a deadlift. There it is, based on my squat. So there's my deadlift, and you may be wondering about these percentages. You can come in here and change them to whatever you want them to be. So you might want this to be 100% for this particular workout. You might want this to be 95, and then drop down to 85. Whatever you want them to be, you can choose and fill them out, and then you'll automatically get those weights based on that max. And you get your groups real quick. If you want to manually assign the groups, if you don't want it to auto do it, you can come here to manually doing it. Same thing, you can change these. You can change these weights. You pick on what you want it to be based off of, and then when you do that, whatever you pick bench, then this is going to be these guys right here ranked from best bench to worst bench. So you can group them together manually if you want to. If I change this to let's say squat, now these are going to be ranked up from best squat to worst squat. So if I choose Kip here, if I choose him, it's going to throw in his stuff and throw out his percentages that he'll do for this workout. If in that little red little thing, it's not an error. All that means is it took him out of this list, so I can't choose Kip again because he's already been chosen. So here I might choose. He's going to work out with this guy, and he's going to teach this guy how to squat and get better. So however you want to do that. The only thing you got to be aware of is if you change this, if these guys are already in here, if you change this to something else, then a lot of times you'll have to erase these guys out by highlighting them in the maximum delete key and reset your groups a lot of the times. So anyway, that's how you manually assign groups. Same way of regrouping them. I have them grouped up in looks like groups of 5. If I wanted in groups of 3, I'd redo that by doing the merge cell and making my new groups. And then lastly, the assigned positions. These are the kids based off your master tab. You can come through here and click to say that he's a quarterback, and then he's also a free safety. And you can choose, you get to type in whatever you want up here. So you can take this out, and you could put a kicker right here if you want to. It doesn't matter. You can add those positions as you need them, and then select what positions they play. This guy, I'm just going to say he plays X, H, Y, and Z. You can play anything. I'm going to say this guy's my center, and he's my right guard, left guard. You can go through and select positions. I'm fixing to be done selecting positions. Let me get another 2 more quarterbacks so we can see that. So let's say I have these quarterbacks here. So now I've assigned all these players' positions. I can come to my depth chart, and if everybody that I assigned as quarterback, they're in here, then I can say he's my number 1. And then I can say he's my number 2, and then he's my number 3. So I can assign a depth chart real quick based on the positions I assigned. If I need to change the depth chart, I can just delete those out, matching the delete key, and then go back and start over. If I ever want to start over with this, you can't highlight these and match the delete key because it'll delete out the check boxes. So all you have to do is just uncheck the first one, grab that little cube, and drag it over until you get to all the way to the side, and then drag it down, and it enters them all back out. So anyway, that is the software on keeping up with players' weights and automatically assigning groups in the weight room to save yourself some time. If you like it or want to use it, go to www.coachingtimesavers.com or email me at coachingtimesavers@gmail.com. And we'll try to get you set up as quickly as possible.